Monopoly. Everybody knows it. You either love it or hate it. But I bet every one of you has at least one story of a friendship that was ruined by the slow descent into the anger-inducing pit that is Monopoly. Well, luckily for you, we've got a game that scratches that Monopoly itch but does not take an entire day to play. Monopoly Deal. Let's check it out. So Monopoly Deal is a fast-paced, simplified card game version of Monopoly that can be played in about 15 minutes. Made by Parker Brothers and Hasbro, it's recommended for ages 8 and up, and it can be played with 2 to 5 players. Let's take a look at how to play the game. When you open the box, you're going to take the quick start rules and hand those out to the players so they can have a rules reference. You're going to shuffle the cards here and deal 5 cards to each player. The goal of the game is to be the first player to collect 3 full property sets. Once you do that, you win. The game is over. Fairly simple. Now on your turn, you draw 2 cards and put them into your hand. Then you can take up to 3 actions in any of the following combinations. Play money into your bank, lay down property cards, or play an action card. Like I said, you can do any combination of those up to 3. You don't even have to do anything if you don't want on your turn. Let's take a deeper look into those actions. So the first thing you can do on your turn is to play money into your bank. In order to do that, take a money card from your hand and lay it down in a pile in front of you. This is your bank. This is how you're going to be able to pay other players for their properties. You want to make sure you have a good amount of cards in your bank. Now, in addition to the regular money cards, you'll see that some of the action cards have a monetary value in the corner. Those cards can be played as money instead of their action. Once you do that, that card is now permanently money. It can never be used as an action again, even if it gets traded back and forth between players. It's permanently money for the rest of the game. Now, another option you can take on your turn is laying down property cards. To do that, take a property card from your hand and lay it down on the table in front of you. You'll see that each card has listed the number of the properties that you need in that set to make it a complete set. It's either 2, 3, or 4 in the case of railroads. You'll see there are also wild property cards that have 2 different sides on them. In order to play one of those cards, just choose whichever color you want it to be and lay that down on the table in front of you with that side up. It is now considered part of that property set. Later on, if you want to change what color you have that card as, just use one of your actions to swap the sides of the card, and now it's the other color. Now, the third option you have on your turn is to play action cards. In order to do that, you're going to take an action card from your hand and lay it into the center of the table and read aloud what it says. For instance, this one says pass go, draw 2 extra cards. Once the action is done, just throw it in the discard pile. So some of the most important action cards are the rent cards. In order to play one of those, you have to have the corresponding color property on your board in front of you to play it. So for instance here, this rent card can be used with pink or orange. In order to use it, we'll lay it down in front of us and say, we're going to charge rent on orange. You'll look and see how many cards you have for that set. Right now we just have 1, so we'll look and see that everyone owes us 1 million. Every player will have to look into their bank and give us 1 million, and we put that straight into our bank. Now, an important thing to know is change is not given in this game. For instance, this player owes us $1 million. They would have to give us this 2 million, and we will not give them change in return. Likewise, if you don't have any money in your bank to give the other players, you have to give up your properties. And you can see on their monetary value, that's how much they're worth. So let's say that opposing player owes us 1 million, but they don't have anything in the bank. They're going to have to give us this $3 million property. Now it's ours. So players keep taking turns back and forth until one player collects 3 full sets of properties. As soon as that happens, the game is over, that player wins. Monopoly Deal is a fairly simple but fast-paced game that's really fun to play with your friends and family. It wouldn't be uncommon to be able to play 4 or 5 rounds in one evening. I would highly recommend that you guys pick this up. It makes for a great family game night or just playing around with your friends. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. If you guys like Monopoly Deal, Leave a comment down below and let us know how you like it. Do you like it more or less than regular Monopoly? Also, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. That way you can be aware of future content that we come out with, whether it's more game reviews or Let's Play videos or unboxings, any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, thanks for stopping by.